Stoll, who was an inker for black artist, who was an inker in mainstream comics, who did the first show of African American comics contemporary into television in Macon, Georgia. This was actually just this is an Afrofuturism show that was put together at Macon at the Tubman Museum. Speaking of which, shameless promotion, I'm doing another show. Actually, these are some pieces I did to promote Fantastic Blackness, which is looking at Afrofuturism and comics. Being co-curated by this gentleman, Adeli Funama, who is Director of African American Studies at Loyola Marymount University. The show itself is going to jump off February 25th at the California State University Northridge Gallery. And basically the idea is looking at this idea of like the future with these particular idioms of blackness, and again, imagining what the future of that could be, you know. So when you say Fantastic Blackness, I love the title of that. As you know, or maybe you don't know, Jack Kirby co-created the Fantastic Four. So the typeface is actually taken from, you know, the classic like Fantastic Four logo. And actually these particular poses are taken from, well, most of them except for that one, it's taken from classic Jack Kirby poses. And I really love his work. And so we wanted to just kind of like deal with that idea of like how Jack Kirby helped create these amazing characters. And actually it was a kind of an underpinning for a lot of the Black comics movement to a certain degree. I want to talk about Alex Simmons too. He created this character called Blackjack. Alex Simmons is a really talented writer. He's written for DC. He created this Batman character called Orpheus. He also has written Tarzan. He's written Sherlock Holmes. He writes for Archie Comics, a freelance writer. He's written plays. You know, he's a very talented man. Created this character called Aaron Day, who lived in Harlem in the 1930s. Again, he's an adventurer. He's a soldier of fortune, and basically people would come to him, and he would either be their bodyguards, or he'll go and like rescue people and stuff like that. And actually, I have the pleasure of working with him right now on a webcomic that's about to launch pretty soon. You know, it's going to be a weekly strip. It's going to be great. So, but he's actually put out a couple of graphic novels, and it's really interesting because, you know, Aaron Day, Blackjack, is his like code name, or his like nickname. He bumps into all these historical figures in the 1930s, and he's traveled all over the world, you know, and he's just an amazing character. You know, he gets it done. You know, he's very much about that old school, almost like an Indiana Jones, Doc Savage kind of feel, but very cult-oriented. It's a great story, you know, great story, great character. And I think to a certain degree, one of the defining characters of the Black Age comics. He also created this Comic-Con called Kids Comic-Con, because he was saying like, okay, well, all these comics are, you know, we're not really doing comics for kids anymore. You know, even though they weren't necessarily for kids. I mean, people think about like images, you know, being juvenile, and that's not true. But it is this idea of creating things that everybody can enjoy, that aren't necessarily for mature readers. Because post-'80s, you know, with the direct market, they started doing a lot more graphic novels. They're a little more violent, had a lot more sex in them, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, it became like problematic. And so basically, you know, he's writes for Archie, so he wants to do like more comic stuff for kids, you know, for young readers, right? And so Kids Comic-Con has been something he's been doing. He actually has done this in other countries as well, and it's been pretty successful. So, let's see here. This is Rio Enterprises. This is Jibamole Anderson's company. Again, he started looking at the mainstream comics, and a lot of them are based on, you know, more traditionally classical like mythologies, like, you know, Greek mythology or Norse mythology and stuff like that. And he was looking at, you know, African mythology, and there are like a lot of, you know, stories and tales of gods and heroes in African mythology. And so he created Griot Enterprises to talk about those issues. So he created this group called the Horsemen, which are based off the Orisha from West Africa, the Yoruban deities, and they're actually on display in the space. So, and he's also an art teacher as well. Oh man, okay, Millennium War is by this wonderful artist named Ashley A. Woods, not to be confused with Ashley Wood, who's an Australian dude who does awesome work as well. I love his stuff. I love Ashley A. Woods. A is for Amanda. She is, oh man, she's like 25. If I'm just the wrong age, Ashley, I'm sorry. And she's self-taught. She's from the south side of Chicago, and she created this this thing called Millennium War, which is a war between these elves and these human beings, and it takes place over 1,000 years. And basically, she sold, oh my God, I think she said around 3,000 copies of her book by going to, cons and stuff like that. And her mom is like her partner, so they basically have dedicated themselves to putting out this book, And she's extremely gifted colorist and artist. So check out Millennium War as well. She actually has a piece in there too. It's like this blue monster image. And again, we're talking self-taught. She decided, you know what? I want to do comics, and then she did it. And that's what's so cool about it is that we have these people. I actually have a copy of this. So this is I do that sometimes. I'll start a sentence and go into something else. Sorry. So I just did that. Jerry Kraft, very talented designer and artist. He put out this comic called Mama's Boys, and it's basically about this single mom who's raising her two sons, and it's actually kind of a family comic. You can think about it like the Cosby Show or something like that, not to make that connection, but it's very, very witty, it's very timely, it's very funny, and he's syndicates. This is what he does now. He basically goes around, talks about this, and he deals with a lot of issues around just African American issues as far as like health issues. The father actually died with diabetes, that kind of thing. So it's like, there's issues that pertain to Black life to a certain degree in America. I'm trying to read stuff. I'm sorry. Tribeca. What's really lovely about Tribeca is they're a studio. They're out in North Carolina. They are Jan Michael Franklin, Charlie Fab Bouboulet, and Stacy Blackstar Robinson. I love their nicknames. Like Blackstar. It's my boy. Anyway, so there's three really good friends. They actually put out comics together. They work together, and they're a studio. I like that idea. So they actually created this kind of hub studio that they work out of. Charlie Bouboulet created this character called Black Bird, which is kind of like an urban ninja kind of character. Jan put out this book called The Deadly Artisans, which are this kind of like husband and wife, this interracial husband and wife team, and they work for the government, and they're cybernetic and stuff. It's really cool. He's a great storyteller. He's working on a new piece called Go Hard, which is a little bit more edgy. So let's just say it's edgy. Very good though, very good. I mean, I can't wait to get it in my hands, And then also, Blackstar put out this piece called Abraham the Young Lion, which is this kind of like political thriller and superhero story, traditional superhero story. Amazing artist as well. He's very influenced by graffiti and a lot of other like artistic. And he's actually studying art right now in North Carolina. So this is actually like just when you click, this is what you see. Epsilon Press is John Michael Franklin's company. Also, there's Urban Style Comics. They put out this book called Dreadlocks, and it's out of Detroit. Andre Bax, the main publisher and artist of Urban Style, they created the Motown version of the Black Age Comics Convention. So they actually have another convention. What started happening is these people are starting to do these satellite conventions now, and they're popping up all over the country. So he basically operates out of Detroit. Let's see, this is Ghetto Manga. This is St. Maximin's portal. He is out of Texas, and Ghetto Manga is, I think, quarterly? Yes, that's what it says. Quarterly magazine, and it basically collects, basically images and particular things that's going on, like Black culture and media. A lot of times they do these thematic magazines. The one is now is about, celebrities, like zombie celebrities, dead celebrities. Michael Jackson. And also, he did like a Luke Cage special. I actually have a piece in that piece. But, Luke Cage is like the first African American superhero to have his own like monthly book from Marvel Comics, based on like blaxploitation movies. Let's see, Ghetto Sake actually is one of the most successful, I think, Black comics publishers. The Love Brothers, and they actually have a award-winning comic that's put out by DC called Bayou, which is kind of using this Jeremy Love's creation. It's basically about this Southern family, this young woman, and she basically is on this kind of like quest to save her father's life, and it's set in the rural South, Mississippi. And it's also done things like Fierce, which is this psychic FBI agent, and they have some really great ideas for comics that I want to see. Credence Walker, which is kind of like about this. It's almost like a Flash Gordon kind of story. It's about this gentleman who escapes from a slave ship